What's up? Welcome back, YouTube. As y'all know, I am a speed runner for the bow. I've been playing the bow ever since World, like 8 years ago, and I've been playing it through Rise, and now I'm playing it again in Wild. So I think you should take my advice. I found out a lot of things from the beta, but as you know, it's just a beta, so a lot of things have changed. So I'm gonna separate the video and tell you what's gonna be in the actual game, because they did make a few changes with the bow. But overall, I'm gonna just kind of go over what I feel like you need to know in some settings that I feel like it will just make you a better bow player. And in some of these sections, I'm gonna get a little bit technical and tell you certain things that can help you. With all that being said, man, let's get straight into the video. If you're new to the channel, like I said before, I'm gonna make a lot more bow content when Wilds come out. So if you like bow and you want to learn it fast and you want to see somebody speed run these monsters, then subscribe to me. Other than that, man, let's go. Starting off, we got the 3 basic charge levels. So just remember, you playing with the bow, you have 3 charges. The first arrow you shoot is technically a charge, even though it doesn't have a glow. First glow is your second charge technically, and the second glow you see is the third charge. This isn't really that important to remember or know unless you have power coding on, and this is just a beta anyway, but it's always good to know your charge levels when you're fighting a monster, especially when you're trying to do a lot of damage if the monster is down or is in a paralyzed state. Your combo finishers are pretty much the power shot into the power valley shot. Now you get that just by pressing B once you're already in a combo or any charge. If you're just in a regular combo, even if you just shoot your arrow one time and you just press B 2 times, you'll get a power shot into a power valley shot. If you just press B while having your weapon out, you'll perform what's called a quick shot. You can go into a quick shot, into a power shot, into a power valley shot. You can also do that. That's mainly the combo that I use technically. I know that, you know, either I have a lot of room for punishment. I wouldn't really recommend doing the power valley shot into, you know, the power shot unless you have a lot of room for punishment, because it can get you killed on this game, especially because this game is very unforgiving and that move takes a lot of time up. As you can see in slow motion, you know, you don't recover for like 3 to 2 seconds. So just shooting your arrows regularly, like the regular combos you get, a lot of the times better in most situations than doing a power valley shot. Power valley shot is only for situations where you know you have a big opening and you know you can get away with it. Well, in the beginning I was talking about charges. You can't do a charge sidestep. Basically this holds your charge, so even if you have level 1, level 2, or level 3, you can always do a charge sidestep by holding a weapon out and pressing either X or A, you know, either if you're on PlayStation or Xbox, and this will hold your charge for you basically, and it'll extend your combo. So if you do one combo, and mind you have to have enough stamina to do all this, so you have to pay attention to your stamina. But if you have a good amount of stamina and you just did one combo, you can cancel out that combo and go right into another combo literally just by charge stepping. So charge stepping is like basically a little combo extender and a little finesse move that you can do, and it holds your charge. So you can do this for damage, you can do this for mobility, or you can do this just to show off and dash, because some people just like to dash just to dash. Next one is the flying shot. Now this move is pretty good. It's an evasive move, so you want to pretty much use this when you want to create distance between you and a monster. Very good against arc rail. So if you're struggling against arc rail, I would say, if you still watching this or if the game is out, use this move to create distance. A lot of the time you can really just shoot him from a long distance if you have Tracer on, which we'll get into in a different section of the video about Tracer. Now normally in some situations you can get away with certain stuff and get away from monsters just by using your charge step. It's a lot of different monsters in this game. They have a lot of big hitboxes, so the flying shallow shot is going to be one of the key moves for both. So I would really try to implement this into your playstyle and just learn how to dodge big moves. It's a pretty good move, I'm not gonna lie. It's very slept on, but I feel like once the game comes out, a lot of people are going to be using it. Now next move we got is the 1000 dragon. Now this is where you get like 50 arrows and you just shoot them all at once at the monster or whatever you're shooting it, and you do this move by pretty much holding R2 and pressing triangle and circle at the same time, or if you're on Xbox, Y and B at the same time where you're holding R2. You have to be holding R2 for this to work, and this one is pretty cool because you can do this in conjunction with any one of your combos. So you can cancel out any one of your combos while you're doing the combo. You can cancel it into this, and then even after you do the 1000 dragon, even you know, it has a lot of stun back time, so it has a lot of time where you're just going to be sitting there idle. Immediately when you're done with the 1000 dragon, you can cancel that into a charge sidestep and go into a flying shallow if you want to, or just go into a charge sidestep and go right back to doing you know, combo damage. Pretty much if you have stamina in this game, you can kind of combo out of a lot of things, not everything, everything you can cancel out, but pretty much a lot of things, if not everything, you can cancel out in this game. So it's pretty cool. You have a lot of options. I don't really do the 1000 dragon, to be honest, because I do a lot of damage already without it. But you know, if you use tracer and then you use the arc shot, it could be pretty good too, like I'm finna show you later in the video. But for me, it's just not for me personally. Dragon piercer is like a finisher move. You got a lot of finisher moves on this game. You got the power valley shot, which is a finisher. You got the focus shot, which is a finisher, and then you got the dragon piercer, which is like the third finisher. So with the dragon piercer, all you gotta do is just stay stationary. Don't hold R2 obviously, or you're gonna do the 1000 dragon. So without holding R2, time your weapon out. If you just push a triangle in a circle, it will do the dragon piercer, which takes a very long time, as you can see in this. This is why I like this game, because they implemented, if you basically cancel it out between a combo or you dashing, it basically turns into a faster dragon piercer, allowing you to mitigate that time. So basically, if you just do it standing still, it'll take way longer rather than you just cancel it out. So then also, this actually goes in conjunction with the focus shot, which I'll go into later. But if you do the focus shot while you have a womb open on a monster, just hold it and wait for the yellow ticks to go off and just shoot it. It'll automatically go into the cancel dragon piercer, so that's cool too. A lot of the time it's just automatically, so if you hit your target, pretty much it's going to stun the monster and allow you to do a free dragon piercer. So it's like basically free damage when you get a wound on the bow. So now the next move is arc shot, and this move is very good for doing damage. This goes and works in conjunction, and it syncs pretty good with the focus shot because explosive arrows is falling down. Usually if you played the bow before in World or Rise, you see the rocks falling down, and it's basically used for stun damage. But this one is also used for stun damage, but it does a lot more damage, and it can work with your combos a lot more, especially focus shot, right? You only should do this if the monster is tired, if he's exhausted. If you have a big opportunity to do it, please don't go spamming this because you will die. But it's a very good move to use, especially if a monster already has a wound in it. You can use this move in conjunction with the focus shot, and it will do a lot more damage than if you was to just do the focus shot without the arrows in it. So if you just stay stationary, hold it instead of just pressing it, because if you just press it one time, it'll be quick shot. So just make sure you hold it. But this move is really good, and it does a lot of damage. So the next move I want to discuss is the sneak attack. So anytime you're behind a monster, you'll get a button, or you should see something somewhere on your screen saying sneak attack, and all you have to do is press circle if you're on PlayStation, or B if you're on Xbox. And if you sneak up behind a monster and push that button, you should just do this one attack that should do around 130, and usually everybody does that. Like if you see any speedruns or anything, see that a lot of the time. But it's pretty easy to use. I know somebody was asking me about that in one of my videos, but yeah, it's pretty cool attack. It gives you a nice head start on that monster. But yeah, the next move I want to go into is the focus shot. Now, how do you use it? Pretty much anytime you see a wound from a monster, all you're gonna do is hold R1, let it lock on, and then just release it. It will automatically go into a dragon piercer, free damage. That's basically all focus shot is. You could also make the arrows that you do the arc shot with explode, and you can also make a tracer shot explode if you really wanted to. But I would recommend just waiting until the wound pops up before doing the focus shot, just so you can do more damage. The next thing I want to talk about is a tracer shot. A tracer shot basically is the arrow that all the arrows are attached to. So basically like a homing missile, pretty much attached to the enemy. Every arrow you shoot after hitting a homing attack is gonna home in on that one missile arrow that you have. So it's a pretty cool attack, and it works really good. And with focus shot and all of the ones that I mentioned before, even arc shot, all of it kind of ties in together. So it works pretty beautifully. The arrow system and the bow system in this game is actually pretty dope, and it takes a lot of skill. It's easy to get into, but it's really hard to master. So I think it'll be pretty cool. But anyway, the tracer shot is pretty much your bread and butter. Like with the bow, like you'll be using this a lot, like a lot. So you might as well get used to it. There is a tech to make it come out a little bit faster. I know it's kind of sluggish, or if you thought it was sluggish, there's some tech to make this come out like instantly fast, and I'll teach you that later in the video. That's like in advance. I'm just trying to lay out everything. One other thing I wanted to say before I move on is tracer shot. It does home in. It makes it easier to aim, right? But just because it makes it easier to aim doesn't mean you're going to hit every shot. You still have to put effort into aim in a specific area that you put the tracer in. So you can't just willy-nilly just aim in the air and just aim willy-nilly. I played the game a lot, and it may seem like that, but once you really get in the nitty gritty into fighting a monster, you really have to aim the arrows, even if you have a tracer on. So still don't just let go and just stop worrying about aiming. Still aim for your target. It'll just help you in the long run and get you a lot of wounds faster, so you can hit that focus shot and get more damage in the long run. So just remember, do not just turn your brain off and stop aiming, because some shots will not hit the monster even with the tracer on. I want to talk about the system and how it works for the blue bar. Anyway, you get 2 coatings. You get poison and power on the beta. I'm pretty sure we're going to get more. Actually, I know we're going to get more. But for now, the blue bar is representation of pretty much like stuff you can do. So if you put the power coating on, it takes a bar away, and if you pull a treasure out, it takes a bar away. You do have close coating too, but close coating is the automatic default. You're always going to have infinite coating for close coating. So whenever power coating or poison coating is you use it all up, or you unequip it, you're automatically just going to equip with close coating. That's why you can see, as if I put the power coating on, every shot is giving me an extra close range or close coating. It's because as soon as I'm done with the power shot, then it'll automatically default to close coating, so you don't have to put close coating on. It's already ingrained into the system. And the cool thing about this bar is that you can get it back by just holding. If you just hold the charge with your bow, you can get it back. And if you hit shots with your bow, like if you actually hit the enemy, like specifically like a critical spot, you can't really tell on a dummy, but if you hit this spot, then your bar will go up. Also, if you do a discerning dodge, which is another move that I probably should have went over before this section, pretty much is just a dodge. If you do a charge step and time that charge step to dodge an attack from an enemy, do a discerning dodge. If you do it right, a discerning dodge will not only refill your entire stamina bar, it'll actually give you the 1 bar of blue, or give you momentum to get some of your blue bar back. So it works in conjunction with each other, because you have to confront the monster and be able to dodge the enemy and actually get into the fight to be able to, you know, retain your bar and to keep it going, like, because you got to rotate between putting power coating on, putting the tracer on, and, you know, getting your bar back. But since you get your bar back from dodging, it counteracts, and it's pretty good, you know, that they did that, because to say about it, it's a pretty fairly simple system. The only thing I would say is you really have to pay attention to your stamina, but the cool thing about this is that it rewards you for dodging an attack. So if you just do a discerning dodge like 1 time, if you're out of stamina, you'll just get all your stamina back, and that'll just give you momentum to keep, you know, the fight up. So it's pretty cool. One other thing I wanted to say is that you need to go into settings and turn auto aim off. I'm gonna show you how to turn auto aim off. Just pay attention to the video and just follow along, and turn auto aim off, because it sucks and it really messes you up as a player. I'm just speaking from experience. It messed me up, so I know it's messing somebody else up. Turn that off, you'll play a lot better. After you turn auto aim off, go to the 3rd page on the camera and play around with your sensitivity for controller or mouse and keyboard, whichever one. If you play mouse and keyboard, you should just turn your sensitivity up damn near the highest. But controller, you know, we can stay kind of mid-range, but it's definitely, you need to make it higher than what's the average or the default, because it makes the game feel a lot clunkier than it actually is. This game is actually one of the best movements that the bow will ever have, and if you think differently, I guarantee it's either your PC or the beta isn't optimized so you feel that way, or your sensitivity isn't that high. This bow is amazing, and the movement is phenomenal, and they still implemented balances, and they actually fixed some of the movement problems that we were having anyway. So even when the game actually launches, we're still going to have better movement. So, you know, if you're a bow main, I hope you really understand what's finna happen. Like, this is finna be amazing. The bow is actually going to play a lot better and smoother on the actual game. I'm gonna get into the patches and fixes and everything they did to basically nerf. They didn't really nerf the, well, they kind of did. They kind of nerfed the tracer shot, but I'm gonna get into that in a different section. I'm gonna just kind of just give y'all tips and tricks for right now. but they did make a few changes to the bow that I will get into that you need to know about. But other than that, the bow is pretty good. But all that being said, change them settings and you'll be Gucci. Next thing I wanted to get into is a tracer cancel. Now the tracer is very clunky and it's just it feels like a pain just to get it out. So it's an easier way to do it. While you're rolling in the animation and you getting up, if you just automatically just push X, the tracer will come out no problem and it will be way smoother. This way it'll be way smoother and you can like steady having your momentum instead of kind of just trying to force the tracer out. Also if you let go of R2, like kind of while you're just putting the tracer on, it'll come on a lot easier. But basically just don't aim and put the tracer out and it'll come out a lot smoother. The other thing I said is just kind of like a trick just to make it come out a lot faster and a lot smoother, and it flows into your gameplay a lot more. But I'm gonna kind of wait until the game comes out to kind of really go deeper into this. But for now, that's basically what I've been doing to make it a lot easier for the tracer to come out. And this also works for putting on power coating as well. It's just a good animation cancel, kind of a shortcut to either put the power coating on or put the tracer on. So if you haven't noticed by now, the most important skill that we need as bow users is stamina. So when the game comes out, just remember black belt, remember stamina surge. Those two are going to be key because it was key in the beta, so I know they're going to be key in the game. I'm pretty sure we're going to get constitution and probably some more stamina skills, but those two are pretty cool. If you can get a higher level of black belt, because in the beta we only could get low, and black belt just reduces the cost of stamina. I tested out, I didn't eat for black belt, and then I didn't have stamina surge and tried to see the difference of the hunts, and it was 0 from 100. Literally the stamina was saving me. It made the hunts a lot smoother. So yeah, just really prioritize your stamina when the game comes out. I know everybody's head's gonna be all over the place, but just remember, when you look at the monsters and you see what their equipment on, try to get somebody's equipment that, you know, benefits bow users, especially with the stamina, if the decorations don't already do it. So this goes back into what I was saying earlier about the cancel. But basically, let's say you got your bow out and you're trying to roll, like you're trying to basically get out the way, but you already had an arrow, like, you know, ready. If you roll, that arrow is going to come out no matter what you do. So this could get you killed in a lot of situations. That's why I was saying that actually canceling this to a tracer shot or canceling into putting power coating on, and you can actually cancel it and just put the weapon up. But you know, if you don't try to cancel it, it'll just follow through with the arrow. And this is not just with this is with a lot of moves. So I don't know if they're going to fix this or not, but just in case they don't, learn how to cancel that roll, or you can actually just put the weapon up. So when you roll, after you roll, if you just push the button to put the weapon up, which I think is square, if you push that immediately after you roll, you should just put the weapon up. And I'm gonna show an example, but this could get you killed because that arrow after you roll will definitely follow through, so you have to manually stop it. So you can't just roll and just think that it's going to like cancel the animation. This game doesn't work like that. I know World did, and a lot of time I got killed because of that, so I had to learn this the hard way. So hopefully somebody learned from this. So the beta is going to be very different from what the actual game is. Pretty much what they did was they reduce the number of damage you get from doing the tracer shot. They're basically trying to make it to where players do not spam tracer shot. So what they did was they reduced the power of tracer shot, so you're not going to be doing as much damage, but they made the regular arrows that you do, just like the regular charge shots that you do way more damage. You know how like a monster can have multiple wounds, and usually with the bow, if you do a focus shot, it will make all the wounds explode. With this update, only one wound will explode at a time. So they're trying to like make it based around where you're not just spamming tracer the whole time, which I totally understand. And this is not going to take away from us as bow players. The bow was already OP, but this is not really doing anything to us. Honestly, we're still going to be an amazing weapon, so try not to worry too much about this. This is really just a small stage. On top of that, some good news, if you feel like that's bad, they fixed the movement. So I heard a lot of people saying that the movement felt slow and clunky, which I disagree with. I just feel like the beta was just poorly optimized. but the actual game, they said they fixed the movements and the slow pauses. So all that should, a lot of movement problems that people was complaining about in the beta should be fixed in the actual game. But those are really the only changes that they made to the bow. So just remember, when you do the focus shot, you're not going to be exploding every single wound. You're not going to get all those numbers that you usually see on the beta that you did when you did focus shot. So just remember that's like the biggest change, but the other changes are like just as good as that one, or balance out that one. So it's pretty cool. All right, so welcome, man. Thank you for looking at this video so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm really hyped for Wilds, and I hope everybody else is hyped. I know everybody else is hyped. And if you watching this video, you a bowman, bro, welcome to my channel, man. You know, congratulations, bro. I feel like this is an amazing time. Like, you can feel the vibration of everybody's excitement from Wilds. Like, I'm meeting new people every day, making so many cool connections just based off like speedrunners. Another thing too, if this guide kind of confused you and some of the technical things you didn't understand was confusing you, either just go to my Discord and try to ask me a question, or just go back to my speed runs. I have a lot of speed runs on this game specifically, and just pay attention to my gameplay and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about on certain instances. But I'm gonna make a lot more guides on this game. I'll make guys how to fight every monster, because I'm gonna fight every monster on this game. I'm gonna make guides on how to, you know, farm the best. Everything you can think of once this game comes out, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna pretty much just stay in my lane with the bow. Probably might try new weapons out, but mainly, you know, the bow is for me. But if you're new to the channel, I have a lot of guides for World as well. I made a lot of guides for World, so I'm gonna put my speedrun playlist for Wild, so you can kind of see how I play in Wilds, and, you know, kind of get an idea what I was talking about. And I'll put my playlist for World if you're interested in that too. But other than that, you know, I'm just really excited for this game to come out like everybody else is. I've been trying to do a lot of duo runs to end Monster Hunter World out on a pretty good note, and that's pretty much it, man. But this game is going to be good. Please give it a chance. I know the beta sucked ass like all over the internet, but you gotta let them, you know, you gotta let them cook. You gotta be patient. So don't give up on the game. Get the release, man, and just see how it plays out, because I guarantee you they're gonna fix it, because that's not a smart business move to not do it. But other than that, man, I'm out. I hope you have an amazing day, and peace, man.